Show on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Let me be clear about this. Not just any Frangie show. Loser Monday. Woo, big one tonight. I got to be honest. I didn't sleep last night. I woke up, did some calisthenics, did some jumping jacks.
Jumping jacks?
When's the last time you saw a jumping jack?
I was in like third grade.
Yeah, I did jumping jacks. I did jumping jacks. I'm ready. I mean, you don't go into Loser Monday without jumping jacks.
I think it's been phased out.
Yeah, JJ, when's the last?
I haven't seen a professional athlete
like the
ever
food
do
pyramid.
JJ, when's the last time you did? When's the last time you did a jumping jack?
A good decade plus, easy. But I was just asking Hayes before the show if you guys at OTAs had seen the Jags doing any jumping.
jacks. Hayes, is the fact that you think it's been phased out? Is it because you've never seen a pro athlete do it? Or is it because in the last 40 years you've never seen anybody do it?
Yeah,
is that part of it too?
It does seem like you don't see a lot of jumping jack classes at the local club.
I think I actually think the radio station would be a better. I'm going to go tell Griffin this right now.
Yeah.
We should all just get together and do jumping jacks.
It would weed out a lot of people here pretty fast.
the jumping jack.
We wouldn't even have to get to the second exercise.
Oh goodness, I think we should do this. It's hard to beat it. Just a good jump.
It was a beautiful day to do jumping jacks.
But by the way,
it was like cold outside.
It was the most gorgeous day for June. The breeze was fantastic. I got to tell you. So Hayes and I had a business breakfast today with our friends at Ricketts Electric, two of the nicest people you'll ever meet. And I asked Hayes and the Ricketts, let's do breakfast rather than lunch because I wanted to go. We have the three college games at our field all day, and our walk-off charities team played the 11 a.m. game. And I'm out there, and I said, I told kind of our walk-off staff, listen, you guys, we got the tournament, the golf tournament's coming up on Monday. We're excited about it. They do all the work. I'm just like, what do I do? So I said, I'm going to go watch the baseball game. I went out there. I'm telling you. You talk about a gorgeous day to watch baseball. It like JJ said, there was a cool breeze. There was a cool breeze on June 3rd.
I was shocked.
We never have that. It was gorgeous today. So my contribution to the world today was eating breakfast with you and then watching baseball for about 2.5 or 3 hours and then coming here. So
great American.
That's all I got.
That's a great American day.
You want to know
right
how I contributed to society today?
Yeah.
Is I sat on my butt and watched a baseball game. And
eggs, baseball, and beautiful weather.
We had a gentleman come out today that said, I heard you talking about the baseball, college baseball. He's retired.
Oh, that's cool.
And he said, I just wanted to see it. He said, I got to watch it. He said, I love what you guys are doing out here. I love the park and all these these young college baseball players. And so I got to visit with him, and he said, can I make $100 donation? I said, absolutely, you can. It's very kind of you.
That's
so
very nice.
It was really nice. So, it was great baseball anyway. So that was just gorgeous weather out there for it today. So, and I did not do jumping jacks at the baseball game. What I did is I sat and watched. That's what I did. No, I not one. But to balance out, JJ, the fact that I didn't do jumping jacks, I managed not to do sit-ups or push-ups either, okay?
Good for you.
You got to balance.
Yes.
If you're not going to do one, I suggest you don't do any.
It would be funny, like we should get the Jaguars strength and conditioning coordinator just for fun to have them do jumping jacks and see what their reaction is.
Because, there's been we haven't had jumping
jacks.
jack.
Josh Hines Allen pulled his ACL towards
doing a jumping jack.
Well, the good thing about the jumping jack is I do think it's pretty much impossible to get hurt doing it.
That's not so. I don't
think anyone ever got injured doing a jumping jack.
Yeah, the good thing is they are safe. You're saying jumping jacks tend to be safe. So, but anyway, so we have a Loser Monday tonight, and we'll all pick. Do you have your board done?
I do have a board.
I got a board.
I am proud of the team.
Is it a consensus board or is this your board?
It's I guess it's a consensus board because I give input, but obviously it's I've got a staff that works around the clock.
I know you do,
and I keep my thumb right on them at all times.
There's no question.
So they produce some interesting data, and then I reached out to Todd Golden.
Yeah, okay,
because he's big into the analytics.
Future NBA champion.
Yeah, and I said you're going to be coaching one of these teams here soon. So what do you think?
Yeah. So here's what I think is going to happen. I'm taking him. Then when I take him, JJ's taking him. Then I'm pretty convinced you're taking him and him. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm pretty.
This one seems pretty easy to figure out.
The first 5 or so.
Yeah.
So I'm taking him. JJ's taking him. You're taking him and him. There's no.
Yeah. What's interesting is there's 2 stars. So you're going to get a star, and JJ's going to get a star.
Correct.
And then we'll just see the order: Brunson, Wemby, Brunson.
Right. That's right.
Then there's a group of, I'd say, 3.
That's correct.
Really good second-tier players.
Yeah.
I'm going to get 2 of those.
Right.
JJ's going to get 1, and you're not going to get 1. But then there's this third tier
right.
where there isn't much separation between any of them.
Correct.
But you'll get the first two of those guys.
And that's what I told you yesterday. The draft really starts at pick 6.
Yes.
I think the draft starts at pick 6. Where do I go 6 and 7?
Yeah.
And then where do you go? You guys go.
So
8 and 9.
I think the bet is probably between, assuming no one gets hurt.
Right.
I think the bet is probably between you and me, because JJ gets a star. He also gets one of the second tier stars.
Right.
And then obviously he's going to get, a third round throw a dart at the board guy. Whereas you get a star, but you don't get a second tier guy, and I don't get a star, but I get 2 second tier guys.
What I need is,
I'd be surprised if JJ loses.
But I'll tell you this: what I need is, and we said it yesterday, picking first. I need whoever I take to have a hell of a series.
Oh yeah.
When you pick first, you better hope that guy.
You rely on him a lot.
You better hope that guy has a hell of a series.
Without a doubt.
That is it. Like I said, if Oklahoma City had won, I would have no fear.
Right.
I might even go ahead and turn in my order to you guys right now.
Yeah.
Okay, my Bono's order right now because he was going. He alone would pretty much keep me from losing. Might not win, but keep me from losing. Okay. Now I don't know. You don't know the so we'll see. So that'll be a lot of fun. All right, sports and courts in just a minute. Brett Hastings comes by. The Brian Flores case, where he essentially has sued the NFL for discrimination. Okay. That now that's from 10,000 feet. It's broader than that, and there's more to it than that. I probably oversimplified it, but that's essentially it. Brett's going to break that down for us. The Supreme Court said they're not getting involved. Did that surprise? I don't know enough about that to know whether I should be surprised by that or not. But I found it interesting.
Yeah, I wouldn't think that's Brett would be able to speak to it more than I could, but I would imagine there's only so many cases they can look at, right. And you got to. I mean, they're obviously all the cases from around the country that get exhausted to the nth appeal circuit, and then finally it's like Supreme Court or bust. I mean, so I can only again be interested to hear from Brett just on their workload and how many cases they can legitimately look at every year. But so I wasn't surprised, but I felt it was probably more, not that they didn't think it was like warranted, but just maybe like there's higher levels of priority for them than a coach suing a league.
Yeah, and I think that too. But I don't want to learn about discrimination cases. A lot of times we do this with Brett. You may not, when Brett comes in here to talk about this, Hayes, you may not necessarily care or I shouldn't say care, but you may not necessarily be connected to or engaged in the Brian Flores story, but it gives us a chance to tell the public, or Brett to tell the public, about discrimination cases. What qualifies? What do you have to win one? What is the proof you need to win a discrimination case? Because that's a very real thing in our society. And what do you have to have? So this will be kind of a launching point, if you will, to talking more about the possibilities of discrimination. So that'll be interesting. So we're going to get to that coming up on the program today as well. All kind of other stuff. Are we better off or not? And we won't answer now. Later on in the program, are we better off as a sports viewing public with all the networks and streaming service all getting all these championships? Or were we better off when there was fewer? And I got some thoughts on that. I'm going to stall way in on that. That comes up a little bit later on in the program. I don't follow college football recruiting like I once did. I've said that many times. But we're all on social media. I now can't blink and the Gators haven't gotten a commitment. I think between the time I started that sentence.
A blue chip commitment.
Yeah, right, a good one. By the time I started that sentence and entered, I think they probably got another one. So, and I will tell you, talking to people of significance at the university, I'll leave it at that. You know who they are.
Yeah, Mr. Two Bits.
Yeah. There's a buzz, not just externally, but internally in that building, like we have this figured out. Now, go lose to Florida Atlantic, you got nothing figured out. Nothing matters until you win a game.
And Campbell has pulled it off in the swamp.
Right. But there is a belief there that it's really so. So we're going to talk. I want to talk about that and what's changed. Why is it like that? And so a lot of things we'll get to. So all kind of fun stuff we're going to talk about today as we move along. There's talk on the PGA Tour about a tourney track. I want to get to that. So all kind of fun stuff we'll get to today on the program. So we are glad you're with us on a Wednesday. Our Wednesday is always brought to you by our friends at Coyle & Sons Fence Company, the best fence company around. More and more people, I can tell you, we were all getting together the other night on a little event that Coyle put on.
Oh, yeah.
And more people, the word is out that if you want fencing, you want it from our friends at Coyle & Sons, that's for sure. Let's take a break. Let's start it with sports and courts. Brett Hastings is here, going to talk about the Brian Flores case, discrimination cases all around. This is 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Win on three. 1, 2, 3. Win. I'm dancing. Let's go. Gotta love this, okay? I like this kind of party. I love you, man. You can't do this when something wrong with you. That's in the world.
Celebrate sports and life with 1010XL.
Frank Frangie here. Nimnick Chevrolet is proud to be a 9-time Chevrolet Dealer of the Year recipient, the only dealership in Northeast Florida to ever win this prestigious award. Well, it's earned by treating customers with courtesy, respect, and fairness, all part of Nimnick's Treating You Right guarantee. Now, look, I've been buying my cars from Nimnick forever. That is a true story. I started in 1982 buying my cars from Billy Nimnick Jr., God rest his soul. He taught me how to buy a car, and I've been doing it ever since. I trust my friends at Nimnick. They care about the community. They care about their customers. They do it right. They've supported our charity, Walk Off Charity, so many times. I really do appreciate them. If you want to buy a car, you want to be treated right, not just when you buy the car, but after the sale as well. Well, that's what they do. They care about their customers. They care about this community, and they care about treating you right. So who has put in the most years and stands behind a better experience? That answer is simple. Nobody but Nimnick. Visit their showroom off Cassett or go to nimnickchevy.com. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
Get ready for PGA Tour champions to return to Hammock Beach Golf Resort and Spa for the 2026 Constellation Furyk and Friends, October 9th to 11th.
Hey everyone, this is Jim Furyk. Join us this fall for world-class golf, incredible food, live music, and an unforgettable weekend on the iconic Ocean Course.
Plus, don't miss country music star Billy Currington live at the Furyk Foundation concert on Friday, October 9th. For tickets and info, visit ConstellationFurykandFriends.com.
Hacker here for Cornerstone Interior Solutions. If your AC is working overtime every summer, your insulation may be the problem. Homeowners and builders across Northeast Florida are calling Cornerstone to upgrade to spray foam insulation. It seals homes, crawl spaces, garages, blocking in cool air and blocking out heat. So your home stays cooler, your system runs easier, and your energy bills stay under control. Don't wait for peak heat. Visit CornerstoneInteriorSolutions.com.
Hey, it's Travis from Cannons of Jacks. Thank you for trusting us for 55 years of custom welding fabrication and vehicle towing accessories. When you need a trailer hitch for the family car, a gooseneck for the company truck, or even RV towing options, call us at Cannons. We can do a bumper hitch, fifth wheel hitch, anything for safe, reliable towing. Come to Cannons of Jacks, where service is our #1 priority and we treat our customers as we like to be treated. Check us out online, cannonsofjacks.com.
Hey folks, Mike Dempsey here for Dandy Foods, a Jacksonville family business for nearly 70 years. Heck, I've been talking about them for over a decade. The Thompson family secret, Dandy's never frozen, always fresh baked bread with quality meats and cheeses, no dry crumbly subs here, only soft and tasty deliciousness. When I see that logo with the little dude with the cane on the label, it tells me I'm getting a trusted brand, a quality sandwich. So do what I do and stop in at a Dailies and make yours a dandy today.
Right now at Beard's Diamonds, pay $0 down and get 0 interest financing for 5 whole years. Yes, you heard it right. That $12,000 designer engagement ring is yours for just $200 a month. This makes everything affordable. How about a $6,000 diamond eternity band, just $100 a month? Say goodbye to high interest rates. Get the relief you deserve at Beard's Diamonds. But hurry, this incredible offer ends June 30th and will not be extended. How about a $3,000 pair of diamond earrings, only $50 a month? Make any purchase and spread your payments over 5 years with 0 down and 0 interest financing. Rings, earrings, bands, bracelets, pendants, colored gemstone jewelry. Let the non-commission experts at Beard's help you find the perfect piece of jewelry and take advantage of our best financing offer ever. Beard's Diamonds in the St. John's Town Center, Jacksonville's premier locally owned jeweler. Shop now and enjoy 0 interest financing for 5 years. Hurry, this amazing offer ends June 30th. On approved credit, some restrictions apply. See store for details.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Now time for Sports in Courts, legal issues in the sports world with Brett Hastings from the Hastings Injury Law Firm. Hit back with Hastings.
Brett Hastings is here. How you doing? Good to see you.
I'm doing great.
Yeah. Later on, we're going to talk about Gator football recruiting. You want to stay for that segment too?
I would. I'm liking this.
Brett says,
Brett
says, I want to host that segment.
Let's go.
The heck with being an analyst.
Some
for
good
it.
news
So
right
there. You go. So, all right. All right. Brett is always here talking about matters that connect sports in the legal world. Brian Flores has been suing the NFL for a while, and word came out now that the Supreme Court will not get involved. Am I saying that correctly?
Yes and no.
Okay.
So the whole battle for the last couple of years has been solely centered around whether or not these cases have to be handled in arbitration or out in open federal court. So the cases haven't even really gotten off the ground. There had been an initial win. I think we had talked about it a while ago. Then it had gone up to the next level of appellate courts federally. And then the NFL said, absolutely not. This should all be within the purview of arbitration. And so the United States Supreme Court said, no, what the federal judges have ruled, at least for the time being, are fine. And so what they've ruled is that Roger Goodell does not get to make the decisions on these cases. Now, there's other coaches that had come on, and the basis of the discrimination really comes down to the way the NFL goes through its Rooney Rule, hiring, and everything else. The reason this has kind of been high stakes litigation, if you will, is that in an arbitration, right? We just talked about the Urban Meyer, big win for the Jaguars, right? But typically in open court or regular other discovery, these things make their way out into the media. We knew, right, following the Jaguars, but there wasn't an evidence list. We didn't see specific emails that came out. We didn't see, recorded statements that were taken by individual witnesses. And so since this is coming down to, hey, the emails between the owners, hey, I want to go ahead and hire, Vrabel or whoever, but let's get these other minority candidate things out of the way. And there are a lot that anticipate that there's going to be that type of discovery that's going to be out there. That is now going to go forward. That discovery is going to go forward. This case is going to continue to be litigated in federal court, in front of a judge that I don't think the NFL necessarily loves, right? And the NFL says, no, pursuant to all of our other agreements, this should be solely decided and undertaken by Roger Goodell. So that is not going to be the case.
So in arbitration, would the league be protected from discovery?
There would be discovery, but it wouldn't be in public.
Okay.
Right?
Which is all they probably care about.
Absolutely. Yeah. Right? You're going to be able to monitor a federal docket and see whose depositions are being taken when. You can then go read the motions, right, as they go back and forth. And if Frank Frangie or Hayes Carline are testifying in that, you could see those portions of the testimony. When you get ready for summary judgment proceedings, you take those depositions and often file them in their entirety. So reporters or anybody else can then go and read everything that's there. And so if you're going to go and depose the owner or the GM of these NFL teams, which you anticipate is going to happen.
Yeah, they subpoenaed 25 teams.
Right. And you're going to go. So the first rounds are going to be subpoenas for documents. Those documents are going to come back. We may not see much of that. But the next round, as you get into what we call motion practice, is when those depositions are going to take place and when the emails that the lawyers think are great and they confront those people with, that will be out in the public purview.
So once that happens, and now we're following along with more, to your point, Brett, more evidence that we can follow. What qualifies as discrimination? And start from the most rudimentary level, if you will. Tell me about it.
We'll keep it simple, but I think this will really answer everybody's questions. Discrimination really needs to be against what we call a protected class, right? So you can't discriminate on the basis of race, sexual orientation, age, each of those things. It can be extended. We can have hostile work environments where things take place. You can't, if there's a policy to report unsafe practices or things like that, you can have discrimination when an employer takes a really draconian action for some or retaliates against somebody for operating within the rules. But as a general matter, it's discrimination is when it's on the basis of, race, sex, age, any of those things. So, Steve Griffin could come in here and fire you guys because he doesn't like you, chewing gum on the air. But he can't come in here and do it because of,
right.
If you were a member of that protected class, I don't like those types of classes, what have you.
Okay, so let me so expound this. So if Brian Flores is suggesting he's discriminated against because of his race, okay,
right,
then would he have to prove that he's an African American man? Would he have to prove that Caucasian men got more interviews than him, got wound up with jobs that he should have had? Is it? I'm getting in the weeds a little bit here, but
well, there's like a 75-page complaint,
yeah,
and so they've got to go and prove, multiple, different other portions of that. Yeah. What I think they're trying to prove here is that, a lot of these things are shams, that nobody is really going to get this opportunity.
I got you.
And that essentially it's a system that's set up to keep white male coaches or what have you.
Gotcha.
And what they're arguing,
that the Rooney Rule isn't real, is what you're saying.
Right.
That's the argument.
Right.
Okay. I get it.
That there might have been great intent, but it's not great in practice. And that it's a league made up primarily of African American players, and there aren't the types of corresponding opportunities in coaching that you would expect with players coming through the process. And that, essentially these white owners, these white general managers are selecting white coaches instead of the, quote, best person based on merit, and that reason for that happening is race.
In general, we know certain things are harder to prove than others. Like, I think libel has a very low chance of actually being found to be libelous. In discrimination, is it?
Most of these cases end up adversely against the plaintiffs by way of summary judgment in federal court. They're tough to prove.
Okay.
And I'm not going to get into the weeds on this. I'm not an employment lawyer. Obviously, I help people who are injured. There are other things that you have to do that I would want, listeners, if they find themselves dealing with a situation like this, you have to go to the EEOC for a lot of normal, regular, types of cases, get like what's called a right to sue letter. There are, some other principles there. So I want people, to know that there's a ton on the internet, and there are actually federal agencies that kind of will help people to direct them and give them some understanding of, what they would need to do in their own individual case.
Hayes asked a great question. Is it likely? I think what you said is right. A lot of you have to really prove it. Right. I mean, that
it has to be airtight.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Because I would just think so, because I think there's
one thing I would point out is, we talk about it all the time, for like burden of proof. Okay. So you're going to have to go prove these individual elements, but in a civil context, that's essentially a preponderance of the evidence, which is also kind of more likely than not. Okay. So that's like 51% proof. That's what you would have to prove here. Criminal is kind of more, beyond to exclusion of reasonable doubt. It's like a 95% proof. Where this is really tough is that these the laws that underlie it are really, narrowly tailored, and motion practice in federal court, and specifically for summary judgment. Summary judgments say, taking all of the evidence here, there's no way a jury can find for you. As a general rule, these cases would proceed to court, to all the way to a trial, right? In state court, they'd have their kind of day in court. The overwhelming majority of these cases never make it to a trial. Okay. So they end by way of motion practice, but there's usually a pretty broad purview of the discovery. And so I think that's, why this was such a big issue, is that we're going to find out a lot about the Rooney Rule and a lot about these emails and a lot about what potential evidence is out there.
Brett, is volume, and I'm going to ask this right, does volume of diversity affect whether you win or lose a case? For an example, if a woman sued that she didn't get promoted because she's a woman, okay, that's discrimination, right?
Right.
But would she have to just show her case, or could she say, well, we have 8 executive vice presidents in our company and they're all men? Does that factor?
That does, it can factor. in and of itself, it's probably not enough to carry the day, right? The smoking gun would be, we are never going to let a woman lead this because they're emotional and they're irrational, and that is not.
But you'd have to have
how we
evidence
say
that was said.
Right.
That is
Right.
more than just the volume of.
But I will
people
tell you this: it's easier to prove today than it was 10 or 15 years ago because of text messages, right? Because of these emails, because of Google Chat. You can talk in and of, different ways within the office. So there is more evidence now that never existed in the past to be able to prove these types of cases, because as a general rule, it might be something that was said or somebody would allege somebody said it at a lunch, and that wouldn't be enough to carry the day. Whereas now, and we've talked about it on here before, I've learned this as a trial lawyer, you can't really delete stuff on these phones or these other things. So depending, and sadly enough, in somebody's smaller case, and the economics just may not allow for it to go forward. But in this, I think sort of the players union, there are a lot of stakeholders here who really want to see what they can do to find evidence and kind of get to the bottom of this, because, it's obviously a coach issue, but I also feel like the players are somewhat supportive of it because they think, hey, there should be more opportunities, and they see that as an opportunity for them in the future if they want to stay in the game.
In your legal expertise, your career, and stories that you've heard from from other attorneys, how often do you have a client that says, I don't care what they offer in a settlement, on principle, I want this to be adjudicated? Because obviously the NFL, I'm sure, has offered Flores money. And I think he's even on record saying, I don't care about that. I'm not interested in a settlement. I want this to go all the way through. How rare is that, if it is at all?
I when I was doing, business or commercial litigation, I'd run into that, more. Obviously, they're really hard economics, as it relates to it. So that's the hardest thing, is to match somebody up who says, a lot of people say, I want to do this on principle. And then when it comes down to the economics of doing that, of, not even just paying for the lawyers, what I think so many people would be shocked is how expensive it is to go and hire the right experts, right? Hire a forensic guy who can pull everything off of the phone, right? Pay his initial retainers, the amount of time that he does. In my last auto trial, we got a multi-million-dollar verdict. It was great. Not 1 hour of attorney time just for the experts in a simple rear-end car crash case. I had $116,000 in costs for experts.
Wow.
Right? Now, it was the right thing to do. We got a great result. But when I tell people that, they're shocked. And so, that's the thing, the numbers and what it really takes to, quote, be principled. A lot of people say that. And then when it comes down to it and it's time to step up, it's less than 1%, I can tell you, after 27 years of practicing.
Yeah, I think there's probably a lot of cases, Brett. And that's a great question, by the way, Hayes.
Because I'm shocked that it's at this point,
but,
they haven't just cut Flores a check that will make him say, okay, I'm good now.
Yeah, because I think you're right. I do think a lot of people would go into a case, whatever the case is,
right,
and say, not only I feel like I get remuneration, but in addition to that, I want to change the culture until the payout is so big that I'm good. That's what that's what we're talking.
Right.
I mean, so
or
because one other thing, excuse me, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but Brian Flores has risked his career on this a little, because it's naive to suggest there's not some teams out there that are going to say, I'm not hiring this guy because I don't want to get in the middle of some lawsuit.
Right.
Now, right? I mean,
he's a fantastic.
He's a really good.
Mind.
Yeah, and he keeps getting hired, so maybe they haven't. But I mean, it's naive to think and you would hope not. You would hope people hire the best person.
Right.
But you got to wonder if someone's going to listen. We can't say this publicly, but and Brian may be a good coach. But we don't need that lawsuit coming to our locker room.
Right.
I mean, you got to,
and that probably helps him.
Yeah. Well, maybe right. But I mean, you got to wonder if he's dealing with it. To Hayes' point, if the longer it stays out there, the longer he has to deal with it. It's interesting. So, final thing, have you ever dealt with a discrimination case? I know that's not what you practice, so maybe you haven't.
It's not what I practice. No,
Yeah.
I've directed them, for other people. Yeah,
Okay.
I've been involved in one, federal discrimination lawsuit for one that we have that's a client.
Okay, so you have. So
yeah,
interesting stuff.
And we settled it, but I'll be honest with you, when we got in, it was incredibly tough in the motion practice, and we weren't convinced that we would be able to survive it. Ended up getting a result that the client liked. And the client really was driven by principle, in that case. But economics definitely became a large, part of that.
Interesting. Great work as always, Brett. Brett Hastings from the Hastings Injury Law Firm. That is Sports and Courts. More in a moment. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Live streaming from the XL Digital Studios. Brightened by Harbor Dental Care, Jacksonville's first choice for dental emergencies.
Zero Res wants to help you clean your home. It can hear big summer savings. Take 25% off all services except air duct cleaning. $5.99 per system for air duct cleaning. Visit ZeroResJacksonville.com and ask for the 1010 XL special.
This is Hayes Carlyon for Harold & Harold. You've heard me talk about Harold & Harold for years. Holt Harold is a friend of mine. We went to school together and have known each other for decades. That's why I care about people choosing the right attorney after an accident. Who you choose first really matters. I've heard from Holt how confusing the insurance process can be and how long it can take to get the right medical care. I've also seen firsthand with friends and family who were in accidents. Once Holt and his team stepped in, the insurance calls stopped. Call Harold & Harold at 251-1111.
Frank Frangie here. I've been telling you about Stanley Pools for years. But you know my favorite thing about this family-owned company? They take such good care of my pool. All I have to do is relax and enjoy it. Stanley Pools has been the best in the business since 1988, and their weekly maintenance makes owning a pool effortless. You can trust Stanley Pools to build your pool or upgrade it. They've done both for me. Call 904-269-7277 or find them online at StanleyPoolsFL.com. Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
Homeowners running out of space in your kitchen, closets bursting at the seams, or maybe your bathroom just feels outdated and cluttered. At Harvest Construction and Remodeling, custom cabinets are what they do best. Owner Scott spent years as the main cabinet installer for one of the region's largest big box retailers. As a family man growing his own business, he brings that experience directly to homeowners like you. They'll create beautiful storage solutions that improve look, feel, and function. Visit harvestrenovations.com.
License number CRC 1331012. Feel a vibration in your steering wheel at highway speeds? That's not something to ignore, and a standard tire balance might not fix it. At G&H Tires and Service, they offer Road Force Balancing, an advanced system that simulates how your tire actually performs on the road to detect hidden issues. It goes beyond traditional balancing to reduce vibration, improve handling, and extend the life of your tires. Newer vehicles, especially with low-profile tires, demand this level of precision. Drive smoother. G&H Tires and Service on Beach Boulevard, where your ride gets dialed in right.
Rick Ballou for Coy Dental. That's right, Carlson Dental is now Coy Dental. Dr. Lee has been practicing there for 9 years, has purchased the company. The Coy Dental team still has the same great dentists and staff. And remember, if you get nervous visiting a dentist, don't. There's never a problem at Coy Dental, with light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation for all your restorative needs. Coy Dental, located in Bartram Park.
Do you want to grow your career with a company that's committed to growing with you? Florida Home AC has aggressive plans to double their workforce, and they're looking for determined, resourceful people with initiative. Just log on to FloridaHomeAC.com/careers to find out more.
Checkmate. I'm Brendan Cecilia, founder of Checkmate Coatings.
And I'm Chester, Checkmate mascot and cultural ambassador.
Summer is a perfect time to have your garage floor coating installed. With our chemicals drying even faster in the warmer weather, it's a busy time for us, but we can still keep our prices surprisingly affordable.
And with 0% financing available, you can enjoy your floor now and pay for it later.
And Chester can enjoy his fancy British tea that I have to pay for.
I do enjoy a nice Darjeeling, Brendan, and the quality is important.
And at Checkmate, the highest quality is our minimum standard.
On flooring and tea.
Gorgeous garage floors?
Check. Perfect installation?
Check. Easy payment options that make your great new floor affordable? Checkmate.
Transforming your floors, making them great. Checkmate.
Visit CheckmateCoatings.com. That's CheckmateCoatings.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Back to a Coyle & Sons Wednesday. Since 1927, they've been around the block and probably fenced it too.
Boy, they really have. And whether it's overhead doors or fencing for your neighborhood, those big gates, fence for your home, fence for your business. Nobody's better. 904-356-4821 or coiljacks at coilejacks.com. Frank Frangie, Hayes Carline with you. JJ LaSelva here as well as we continue on and get ready for a big game tonight. In fact, it is the big thing of the day. It's brought to you by Big Chief Tire with 6 locations around town, offering the Extra Mile program, a simple way to say thanks. That means $10 off every oil change, free tire rotations and balancing, free tire repairs, you name it, they'll do it. They take care of you with that Extra Mile program at Big Chief Tire. You found it at WeKeepJacksRolling.com. All right, the game tonight is the big thing. The NBA Finals are here. I think I'm going to kind of reset. We talked about the other day, then move on. But I think we've agreed that there is a palpable buzz. The fact that Wemby's in the league, A, the fact that he's this much of a factor in a possible champion this early in his career in the league, B, the fact that the New York market, the Big Apple, the most popular, biggest city in America is involved. I think you add all of it up, and whereas I know the Stanley Cup Finals are going on at the same time, but there's still more of a regional feel to that. There's still more. Not everybody can always be involved.
And it's Carolina, Vegas.
And it's not too much. It's not the Canadians and the Rangers, right? So, but beyond all of that, Hayes, this has a chance to really move the NBA forward. And I hope it goes 7 games. I know the NBA hopes it goes 7 games. And I got some other thoughts about the broadcast and whatnot. But let's start with that. Real big moment for the NBA starting tonight.
Without a doubt. I mean, again, I can't remember an NBA Finals that I have been looking forward to watching as a fan as much as I am this series. I mean, I honestly, I can't tell you the last time. Maybe if I went and looked at the matchups, I'd be like, oh, yeah, I was excited for that. But I can't off the top of my head. It's always been sort of the last at least several years watching it more out of either the Loser Monday bet or, well, it's the finals or something else on, I'll watch it because, I am a sports fan. But this is like, cannot wait for tip-off tonight. Every one of these games will absolutely be appointment viewing. I'm not going to miss a minute of it. To me, it's the perfect contrast just across the board. I mean, it's which is always the best matchups. It's the Knicks' best player is a little guy. The Spurs' best player is the biggest freak that we've ever seen. To your point, you've got the Big Apple versus one of the smallest markets that has professional sports in America. The Knicks haven't won in forever. The Spurs, it's been a while, but they still have a lot of success in the last 25 years that they can fall back on. It just is a splendid matchup of strengths and differences, and I think it's going to be wonderful basketball, and it's hard to imagine that it's not going to go deep. I mean, I don't know that it'll go 7, but I'd be surprised on either side if this is over in 4 or 5.
JJ, same feelings that this is going to be possibly epic?
This is hopefully. We thought the Western Conference, the Western Conference Finals was great, but the games weren't great. That's what I'm hoping. The games in this series are better towards the end. Even if it doesn't go 7, I just hope the games are closer. Yeah, this is, to me, like Hayes was saying, probably the most intriguing matchup since we had the Cavs versus Warriors, LeBron versus Steph, 2016, 2017 when KD got there. Really looking forward to this one. I am intrigued to see if the Knicks run is for real, or did they just beat a bunch of Eastern Conference crap teams? Because in my mind, I can't get out of my mind that they lost 2 games to Atlanta. I know it seems like a really, really long time ago, but it's just like they didn't have to play Boston even, so they had a pretty easy run, especially compared to the Spurs. But they were just so dominant. It's hard to ignore that too. So yeah, I cannot wait for tonight. I hope. And like last year, it was important for Indiana to win game 1 to hey, the underdog won the first game. This is going to be a hell of a series. And it was, and it went 7. Tonight, if the Knicks win, I think we're going to have that kind of feeling again. I think it's really important tonight.
Yeah, I my gut is that this one won't disappoint. I don't sense either one of these teams is going to run and hide. I don't get that sense. Who knows? But I don't get that sense. What I get is, and all the And the Western Conference Finals, to your point, JJ, you were dead on. We didn't have dramatic games like we expected after the first one. But that was going to lose a little charm anyway because it was two real small markets that have just not been, other than that. Now, the Spurs, obviously San Antonio during the Popovich, Duncan, Ginobili, Tony Parker
5 rings
stretch was great. But the Spurs have never been of note before or after, and they're still in San Antonio. Okay, the Oklahoma City Thunder have never. That's the old Seattle SuperSonics. So this is the New York Knicks. This is I would say over time that other than the Celtics and the Lakers, the Knicks would have been the most prominent franchise in league history if not for the Jordan Bulls. Now the Jordan Bulls were the Jordan Bulls, okay, but that wasn't about Chicago. That wasn't about heritage. That was about Michael freaking Jordan. And so. So I mean, I think all of that will stand up. I can't keep up, by the way, with who. So tonight's ABC, right? So tonight's Mike Breen.
I assume the whole.
I think they've got the whole series.
Well, I said tonight. That's what I meant. I meant the series is ABC. So it's Mike Breen the whole time. But I will be honest, I got confused.
And they took Doris off, I think.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah.
It'll actually be Tim Legler and Richard Jefferson.
Legs is great.
Yeah.
It's Mike Breen, Tim Legler, and Richard Jefferson. That's who it is. But my point is, I think that's the best. I love Breen. But Tirico did some of it too. Are we better off with it changing as often as it does? Am I overthinking?
Well, they split. So
yeah,
it's always sort of been like that. Like it used to just be, hey, the entire Western Conference Finals was on TNT,
right,
and the East was on ESPN, or vice versa.
Right.
Now it's mixed.
Yeah,
and it is annoying that every time I'm a hardcore fan and I have to go. And it's like, oh, I'm excited. I got to watch the game, and I'm through 3 apps before I even figure out
that's
what
my
it's on.
question. And that's my question is it with all the streaming services too? And listen, I get the streaming service thing. Every league wants to make more money. Players make more money than they've ever made. Coaches make more money than they've ever made. It's harder. I'm sure their food costs and their service workers and everything costs more, so you want to make more. I get it. But I almost wonder at what point does it stop? To what end? I mean, I can tell you when the NFL comes around, when all the Brazil and Australia and I have no idea who's televising what games. I used to, at least way back in the day, way back, NBC had the AFL, CBS had the NFL. Then more recently, you did get locked in, at least for a while, to Fox with the NFC and CBS with the AFC. And you could and ABC/ESPN on Monday night, and that's what you had. But then Thursday night came along. Then NFL Network came along. Now all of a sudden, all the weekday games during the holidays and all this Netflix and I'm not like old guy. I don't like it. I'm not. That's not where I am. But I am asking the question: do you find yourself confused, or does it not matter?
So I won't be confused with the NFL because I care so much that I'll know where the game is.
And I will too.
But I will say it was frustrating when I tried to keep up with the NBA first round, and I'd be going through YouTube TV, and I'd be like, where is the basketball game? And then it took me I never really got used to it. You would think, after you got 3 or 4 times of, well, it's on Prime, idiot.
Right. Or Peacock, though.
Yeah, but right. But so that was sort of strange. But that's a tepid interest for me, like the early stages of the NBA postseason. So, yeah, I mean, it's different, but I think if it's something that you're a diehard fan of, you'll know where the game is.
Yeah, well, I always know where the Pirates games are, but I still get frustrated.
Unless they're playing the Marlins or the Rays.
Well, right, Marlins or the Rays,
That's a whole new thing.
And hopefully the new deal will eliminate the blackouts. That's what everyone talks about. So we'll see. I bet that does get done, but I'll get ready to watch the game on Friday night until I forget that that's an Apple TV game. I'll get ready to
don't get me started.
Well, I'll get ready to watch a Sunday game, but I'll forget it's Peacock. That's my point.
Oh yeah,
it is. I understand it's a money. I shouldn't say a money grab because that makes it sound like it's not important. Well, of course it's important. The revenue streams matter in every business. I get that, but yeah, the Apple on Friday night and the Peacock Sunday, right? And it's hard.
The Sunday night game is no longer ESPN now. It's on Peacock NBC.
That's kind of it. And I guess it's hell. And the good thing is sometimes the broadcasters travel with it. Sometimes you'll hear Ian Eagle on one of the streaming services or Kevin Harlan.
Well, you know what they do with the Friday game that's weird in baseball or it might be the Sunday. I'm mixing it up, but they'll take the home announcer whoever the stadium is.
The color commentator.
Yeah, or the play-by. It's really weird. So they have a half and half. Like if the Braves are playing the Mets, they'll have one Braves guy and one Mets guy.
Well,
it's
usually
very odd.
I think what they usually do is take the play-by-play guy, who's their play-by-play guy, and they bring in the two color guys.
Okay.
That's what they do. So, but I can tell you, way back in the day, again, old guy, in the 60s and early 70s, the NBC always had the World Series. NBC had baseball forever. But the broadcast would be, let's say it was Kurt Gowdy and Tony Kubek. It would be Kurt Gowdy, Tony Kubek, and whoever the Dodgers play-by-play guy was. And so it'd be a three-man booth, and they would take one guy from the teams that were playing. I've never seen it, but that's what they used to do.
Okay.
So teams would.
They're doing it again.
Yeah,
they brought it back.
And they're kind of doing it. And so that was the way they did it back in the day. Anyway, it's going to be a lot of fun. Mike Breen, bang, is on the call. I like Mike. I think Mike Breen's really good.
Yeah.
He doesn't get talked about enough probably around here because we don't talk pro basketball as much as we do everything else. Mike Breen is really good.
Does he do football at all in the fall?
He does the Knicks, right? He does the Knicks during the season.
Regular season.
Okay. So I've never heard him do football.
Yeah, I just curious.
Yeah, I've never heard Mike Breen do football, but he's a really, really good basketball
Absolutely.
player. And he sounds like a guy I would like. Tirico sounds likable. They sound like, neither one of those guys, there's not a smugness to them. Does that make sense?
Sure.
There's not a smugness. There's not a, I'm smarter than everybody. I'm just a regular guy calling a game. I think those two guys are guys I would like. So we'll
no football for Breen.
Yeah.
He's done New York Giants preseason game.
Okay. But he's not in the football mix. We'll take a break. Hayes has headlines after this. Stay with us.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show. From the Harrell and Harrell studio, don't settle for less than you deserve.
Splash into summer with 1010XL.
Spring means wings. That's right. The Spring Wing Fest is happening right now at Bono's Barbecue. Frank Frangie here. Bono's wings are the best around, and now they've got 2 new flavors, garlic, parm, and lemon pepper. Head to Bono's today and get 6 wings and a side for $10.99 or a 10-wing basket for just $15.99. But hurry, the deal ends June 30th. To find the Bono's near you, head to bonosbarbq.com. That's bonosbarbq.com. And remember, if you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
Hey, poker players. The Poker Atlas Tour is coming to Best Bet St. Augustine, June 18th to the 28th. The Poker Atlas Tour features 7 events, including the $600 no-limit hold'em title event with a $200,000 guaranteed prize pool. And event number 1, a $300 no-limit hold'em with a $100,000 guarantee. For more details, visit bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Take a radio boat ride with Captain Cabin on the Ring Power Fishing Forecast Show. Reeled in by the Pest Pros at Royal Pest Services and awaken 180 weight loss.
Thursday nights at 6
on 1010XL AM.
Mark Watson here to tell you a little bit about hardballcreative.com. It's your online promo haven with thousands of ideas on how to promote your company. We're open 24/7, 365.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
Hey friends, Jason Parker here with Performance Painting. Have you ever stored a gallon of leftover paint, opened the can years later, and it's rusty, crusty, and unusable? Next time, secure the lid tightly to ensure no leaks and store the can upside down. Oxygen can't get to it, therefore no rust and no crust. If you'd like more tips or have a question about a project, we'd love to help. Go to performance-painting.com. Performance Painting. Prepare, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting.
This is Jeff Middlecoff with Cogent Bank. My associate Ryan Salem and I joined Cogent Bank because we wanted to revolutionize the mortgage business, just like Cogent Bank has revolutionized the banking business. So Ryan Salem and I are able to leverage the power and stability of Cogent Bank to go out and find our clients the best investors, the best products, and the best rates in the entire country for your particular mortgage loan. Of course, you don't have to be a customer at Cogent Bank to take advantage of our mortgage services to buy or refinance your home. We offer jumbo loans, VA, FHA, conventional personal and investment loans. At Cogent Bank, we offer mortgages nationwide, so we can help you with a second home or help a family member who lives or is moving to another state. Call Ryan Salem or myself, Jeff Middlecoff, at Cogent Bank today, 904-442-9191, to see how we can help you with any of your mortgage loan needs, whatever or wherever they may be.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, Cogent Bank, NMLS ID 402296, Ryan Salem, NMLS ID 1182429, Jeff Middlecoff, NMLS ID 249086.
New and pre-owned firearms are in stock at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach. Want a new sidearm or rifle? Brands like Kimber, Smith & Wesson, 6 Hour, Beretta. No lines, no hassle. Only at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach.
In Jacksonville, we love our sports. You might say we flip out over them. Football, baseball, soccer, hockey, basketball, golf, and there's our outdoor game, fishing, surfing, and just chilling. There's so much to do, it will make your head spin. But keep your cap on because Visit Jacksonville has you covered. Check out visitjacksonville.com/locals or download the Visit Jax app and stay on the ball for all the upcoming sports events in Jax. Go local, go sports. Jacksonville, the flip side of Florida.
If you are an experienced electrician looking for your next big opportunity, look no further than the Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller Electric, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering you the chance to showcase your skills on a grand scale. We believe in rewarding hard work with the best pay, top-notch benefits, and an unbeatable culture where people actually care about each other. Take your career to new heights with Miller Electric Company. Apply today at millercareers.com. Miller Electric, an equal opportunity employer.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Gather round. It's Hayes' Headlines, presented by Harrell and Harrell. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Hear all about it. Here's Hayes Carline.
Welcome back to the Frangie Show. We've got Frank, Frangie, and JJ LaSelva. I'm Hayes Carline. Thank you to our friends at Harrell & Harrell. Give them a call at 251-1111. They will take great care of you. Wonderful people at Harrell & Harrell. Frank, let's start with the Jaguars. It seems like Anton Harrison is really settling in at right tackle. We've kind of speculated, could he ever really be moved? It doesn't seem like that's going to happen. Anton Harrison looks like he is going to be the steady guy at right tackle.
He's a young guy. He's still very young, so he could play either side. And injuries happen, and the world changes very quickly in professional sports, as you know. But yeah, he's the right tackle. I think, and I would say when Cole Van Lanen is healthy, either Cole Van Lanen is their left tackle, or there's a pretty good little battle between Cole Van Lanen and Walker Little, who's a good football player. So, but yeah, I would think Anton Harrison's going to be their right tackle. Because he was a left tackle at Oklahoma. He's a first-round draft. He's a very athletic guy. It's kind of like Juwan Taylor. When Juwan Taylor, we all thought he'd one day be a left tackle. Kansas City Chiefs paid him a bunch of money to be their left tackle, and he never became one. Now, it's a different story with Anton Harrison. He's a better player. But, yeah, I agree with you. I thought by now he'd be the left tackle, and now I'm convinced he will be the right tackle, to your point.
Harrison got a nice compliment today. Houston standout edge Will Anderson complimented him on a podcast I think he was doing with Myles Garrett, where they talked about, the toughest guys you've gone against, and Will Anderson brought up Anton Harrison. Which
really?
Was,
I didn't hear that.
Which was interesting.
He compared him to Laramie Tunstall.
Yeah, wow. That is definitely high praise. Liam Cohen on Monday after practice was asked about the progress of Anton Harrison and Anton settling in at that right tackle spot.
A little. Yeah, we actually did talk about it a little bit last week. It's something that you don't want to mess with too much unless you're going to make it a change. I think you look at what Detroit's doing with Sewell. That's going to be a long-term change that they're making. And look, that was something that we wanted to do a little bit throughout training camp. Specifically, I remember in the mock game we did it. And that was a little bit more to see how the guys would react and see what that would look like. We absolutely will do that again. But just also trying to get them, it's OTA 4, so we're just trying to get a little bit more of that continuity and chemistry back before doing that. And look, if that was something he was super like, man, I want to go play left. This is where I see myself as a player. It would also, that would probably push us more in that direction, but we've had conversations about it. He's, very comfortable on the right side. So I would imagine we would do it again at some point.
Yeah, but for the here and now, he's going to be their right tackle. And Leon, I can tell you this, they're very happy with him. They're very happy with Anton.
Let's get to around the NFL. Star Packers edge Micah Parsons won't be back until mid-October after suffering a knee injury in December. The 27-year-old Parsons has 65 career sacks. So that's going to be tough for Green Bay to navigate those first 4 to 6 games not having Parsons.
Yeah, look. The fact that Dallas even traded him still boggles my mind a little. But yeah, he's one of the best defensive players in the league. We talked about Myles Garrett the other day, who might be the best defensive player in the league. But Micah Parsons is on the ballot, and it's a small ballot. And so, yeah, when it's Hayes, you win with good players. You win championships with really good and great players, and he's one of those for sure.
Caleb Williams will be on the Madden cover. Does that surprise you that the Bears quarterback is getting that kind of massive exposure?
Let me throw this back to you. First, let me answer your question. If I don't know video games like other people do, so I don't know the world like you do and others do, so I don't know specifically. What I do know is if this is this really heralded thing, that he's at the top of the heralded thing list. That's what you're asking me. Am I surprised that he's at the top of the heralded thing list ahead of Mahomes or Josh Allen or whoever, because he's younger than them? So I was surprised, but you answer. You have a better answer. You'll have a better point of reference than me. Were you surprised?
I was stunned.
You were.
I mean, I think he's a good up-and-coming player, and some of those guys that you mentioned, they've been on the cover before, and they don't tend to want to repeat. But I still, JJ, I was surprised. I mean, I like Caleb Williams, and he took a step forward, but it surprised me.
I'm not, because like what you just said, they've all had, I feel like the guy has already been on it before. Probably, I don't know if Mahomes has been on it more than once, but they're just looking for some pizzazz, something that'll pop, and he is, even though he's not an elite quarterback yet, he does pop, and he has those crazy plays. He's exciting to watch.
When I saw that, my first thought was it's more about young, well-known, easily recognizable, charismatic playing style. That was what I thought, more than where he ranks among the top quarterbacks. That makes sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's get to college football. Florida gets another commitment as 4-star defensive lineman Zamar Tooks out of New York pledges to the Gators. Tooks is 6'4", 235 pounds, so probably looking more as an edge guy for the Gators, assuming he signs his letter of intent in December. Florida, with the Tulane coach, John Sumrall, is third in the nation in the 24/7 sports recruiting rankings, sporting 19 commitments.
I'm not going to talk a lot now because I'm going to lead the next segment with that. That's what I've got planned for the next segment. But you left out a team that won 4 games last year. A team that won 4 games last year. It's astounding. And again, I don't want to get ahead of myself. We'll talk more about it in the next hour. But I'm like you. I don't even follow it, but I grab my phone every 5 minutes to see who's the latest. What's the latest time I can see John Sumrall say good? His thing is good.
Right.
I mean, I grab my phone just to see if John Sumrall said good lately. I mean, it really is very wonderfully, pleasantly surprising, but very surprising to me.
It's been incredible. Let's get it to the NBA. Game 1 tonight. The Spurs are a 4.5-point favorite. Who do you guys like?
I think the Knicks are going to win tonight.
Wow.
I think the Knicks are going to win.
I like the Spurs, and I like them to cover. I think the Knicks have been off for so long, it's going to be hard.
Good stuff. Let's get it to Major League Baseball. Braves Ironman Matt Olson hits the game-winning home run as Atlanta beats Toronto 4-3. On the day, MLB marked the 85th anniversary of Lou Gehrig's passing. Olson has played in 844 consecutive games.
Wow.
The Braves are 41-20, the only team in the bigs with at least 40 wins.
Because of their age difference, JJ, I wanted to see how long it would take before Matt Olson was now better than Freddie Freeman, because I'm a big Freeman fan.
Oh, me too.
And it took a while.
We might be there.
We're really close.
We're very close.
We're very close.
Trust me. I talk about this particular moment in our group chat like all the time. Freddie did go yard last night. Like, he's still really, really good.
Wonderful player.
But yeah, I think Matt Olson has overtaken Freddie on who's better
really
right
close.
now.
Really close. Yeah.
And by the way, even though he's played in 1,000 games in a row, he still will never touch the record.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Gehrig
Ripken,
was at like 2,100. Ripken broke it.
21-31.
21-31. Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. Let's get into college baseball, and let's anger Frank Frangie. So the latest odds are out for Super Regional and who's going to win the national title. Have you seen this?
I'm not even listening. I haven't seen.
I appreciate you staying in the studio.
I'm not even responding.
Yeah. So there's 16 teams left.
Did you see the path they had and they lost?
You're not going to believe this. So Troy, the team that vanquished the Gators twice in Gainesville, Troy, having done that, is still just 50-1 to win the national title. They have the 14th lowest odds to win the national title. Arkansas Little Rock, who Florida would have hosted this weekend in the Super Regional, is 15th out of 16, 150-1 to win the national title. North Carolina is the favorite.
Where's Cal Poly? The other team they were
16th.
Okay,
they were last.
The team that beat them, the team they would have played, and then the team they might have played were 14th, 15th, and 16th.
Unbelievable.
I'm not going to talk.
Yeah,
you keep talking.
Let's get to the PGA Tour.
I mean, and whatever.
Yeah,
we had breakfast today, and I still
yeah, you got riled up at breakfast.
Yeah,
it was hilarious.
I'm done. I'm done talking.
Let's get into the Memorial Jacks event going on this week. Scotty Scheffler going for a three-peat. He tees off at 1:35 tomorrow with PGA champ Aaron Rai. Rory is playing with JT at 10:25. So a signature event, big event this week on the PGA Tour.
Yeah, and I want to see if Scotty Scheffler's great. He's in the top 10 every week, which is hard to do. But I'm now starting to wonder, is he going to bounce back and be the dominant player that takes over the tours he had? Because now I'm not sure. Now listen, that's not anyone saying Scotty's lost it. Don't misinterpret what I said. He's a great player. But the whole Brendan Chambly saying, well, if he's got his A game, he'll blow everybody away. If he's got his D game, he'll still win, or whatever the phrase was. I don't know if it's quite there. I'm interested to see if that returns.
Yeah, and look, this is an unbelievable couple of weeks coming up. You got the Memorial this week, and then obviously we're a couple weeks away from Father's Day, the U.S. Open at Shinnecock, which will be fantastic. Let's get to the NHL. The Stanley Cup Final started last night. A fantastic Game 1 as Las Vegas comes out of a 2-0 hole to win 5-4 over Carolina. This stat was astonishing. Road teams were 0-55 when getting down by at least 2 goals in Game 1 of a Stanley Cup Final. Vegas able to do it last night. Really well played game, and we watched it and had a great time. So if you're looking for something, when the NBA Finals aren't going on, it was a fantastic. I mean, some of the passing and the goals. I don't know the ins and outs. But just from you appreciate the beauty of when something really spectacular happens in that sport, how cool it really is.
I don't know the sport well, but I will tell you the people that do talk about playoff hockey with a smile on their face, even more than we talk about playoff football. You know that? I mean, playoff hockey is special to the hockey fans. I get it.
We will get you out with today's musical note. Today we're going to pay tribute to the Doors. On this date, back in 1967, Light My Fire debuted on the Billboard Hot 100. It would climb all the way to number 1 by late July. The Doors were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1993.
The Doors probably don't get their due because Jim Morrison left us so early.
It was very quick.
Very quick, but they were ahead of their time.
Yeah.
They were way ahead of their time. The Doors were a great band, no question about it. Hour 2 is next. We'll talk Gator recruiting and more. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
David Lane here, and once again, I'm happy to share news of my successful back and knee surgeries at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. Whatever it is that's bothering you, take it from me. Simply set an appointment today at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists and let them help you get back to normal life. I'm certainly glad I did.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Jeff Prosser. He's smart, witty, dynamic, vicious, brutal, vindictive, a monster. Mornings from 6 to 10. I know he's the most competitive man in the world, but this beats them all. On 1010XL.
Keeping kids active is a full-time job for parents. Look no further, though, than I-9 Sports, covering Duval, St. John's, and Clay to get your youngster in the game. Summer and fall registration open right now for flag football, soccer, t-ball, and basketball, plus girls volleyball at UNF and Bishop Snyder. Fields and gyms all over the First Coast, including Fort Family Field. And the best thing is, I-9 Sports offers sports year-round, so kids can always find a sport to play. i9sports.com, enter 1010 in the promo code for a discount. I'm with Sullivan from Cycles of Jacksonville and Sullivan. You love the beach and you love to ride, so tell everybody what Honda's got cooking right now.
Yes, definitely. Here at Cycles of Jacksonville, we have a full line: Hondas, Vespas, Triumphs, everything you can think of just to ride to the beach. It's going to be the best summer ever when you hop on that ride this year.
So if you head to the showroom first, you're going to see all sorts of examples of what they can enjoy.
Exactly. Come see us at the showroom, Atlantic Boulevard. We're ready to see you there.
You can log on, check out their Facebook page or cyclesofjacksonville.com.
Listen to whatever you like, whenever you want.
I like this.
1010XL on demand. Ad-free shows after the live shows end. Channeled by Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning. Search where you find podcasts.
Bueller. Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, I haven't seen you in a while, pal. Where have you been?
Out on the town, every night.
Way to go, Tiger.
Well, it's a bit of a mystery, Jason. I'm not sure what's going on, but I'm getting all these Visa gift cards in the mail. I'm spending them as fast as I can, but...
Wait, you're getting random gift cards in the mail?
$25, $100. I'm buying drinks, I'm buying dinner. I don't think I'm cut out to be a social butterfly, Jason.
Pal, those are from our Bueller Air and Plumbing referral program.
They are?
Yeah. If you recommend Bueller Air and Plumbing to a friend or family member and they book us for a service call, we send you a $25 Visa gift card as a thank you. And if we install a new system, we send a $100 gift card.
So if I take a girl out and tell her about Bueller, I might get enough to take another girl out and tell her about Bueller?
I mean, it's not the worst idea you've had.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Today's restaurant of the day is Flame Broiler, the Rice Bowl King. It's White Meat Wednesday, so get the Flame Broiler for $2 off a white regular meat chicken bowl or plate. Available in-store only today at any of the 5 Flame Broiler locations.
The 2026 schedule is here, and Jaguars football is officially back at the bank. With limited capacity this season, it's more important than ever to show up loud and create the ultimate home field advantage. From our biggest rivalries to can't-miss matchups, this is a season you won't want to miss. Single game tickets are on sale, and now's the time to lock in your seats for the games that matter most. Inventory is limited, and tickets are expected to go fast. Visit Jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000.
ET here for Service Master Restore. When disaster hits, you need a team dedicated to servicing communities when it matters most. That's why Service Master Restore partners with Hire Heroes USA. Together, we're working to bring the unmatched discipline and leadership of military veterans straight to local disaster recovery teams. Because when everything is on the line, you want the best on your side. Learn more at ServiceMasterRestore.com.
Go to the green every Saturday morning.
Happy learned how to putt.
And get golf tips and talk to help make your golf game more fun on the Edwin Watts Golf Hour. Saturday morning at 10 on 1010XL.
I'm Tom Champion with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. The stage is finally set for the NBA Finals. The Knicks and Spurs tip tonight in San Antonio. It's New York's first trip to the finals since 1999. And if you want to catch a Jags minicamp practice, free tickets are still available for June 10th at jaguars.com/minicamp. It's 78 degrees at 5 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farrah and Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farrah doesn't flinch. 10-10-10-10.
Take.
The 10-10 Take is brought to you by Duck Rooter, plumbing, septic, and air conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck, duckduckrooter.com. I will now say it. There hasn't been a buzz about a Florida incoming coach like this since Urban Meyer became the Florida coach before the 2005 season. That was 21 years ago. I'm not saying that John Sumrall will coach like Urban Meyer. I have no idea how he will. Urban Meyer won 2 national championships there. He was a pretty good coach. Urban Meyer, too, in his first 4 years. He's one of the great coaches in college football history. But I haven't seen this. I compared it yesterday to Charlie Pell coming in there. Florida was 4-7. Those were 11 games. You played 11 games those days, not 12. Was 4-7. Fired Doug Dickey after the 1978 season, and they brought in Charlie Pell, and he was so charismatic and had recruited so well at Clemson. Everyone knew he was cheating, but all the bumper stickers said "Give him hell, Pell," and they were all over the city and all over the state. And he galvanized the Florida people. He built the booster clubs from Key West to Pensacola and everywhere in between, and it was an incredible amount of publicity, excitement, and about the arrival of Charlie Pell. They promptly went 0-10-1, by the way, but you could feel the excitement when Charlie Pell got the job. I was in my junior year, and so I remember it very well. And I've seen nothing like this. This guy's charisma, this guy's ability to connect. What I was told in the last few days to people that would know is everything you see outside, you're seeing inside as well. That he's brought in people that everybody likes, that his assistant coaches and his assistants and his strength coaches and his ball boys and his grad assistants are just like him. Regular guys, probably drop a cuss word every now and then, probably make a joke every now and then. Regular guy, the kind of guy you'd want to go drink a beer with, that he's like that and the people are like that. And it's very clear that the recruits are taking to it. I've not seen Florida, and I don't follow recruiting, I don't pretend to, but I've not seen Florida move the needle with all the recruiting analysts like that. I do follow that. I do have social media. I've not seen that, and I can't tell you how long. I don't even know what to think of it. I will tell you, when Florida hired Billy Napier, laugh if you will, but they thought they were getting the next Kirby and Nick Saban. He had been with both of them. He had been under Nick. He had coached with Kirby. He was a Southern guy. He was from Georgia. He was a good old boy. It felt like everybody believed he recruited well. He wanted the small school. It looked like he was that guy until he got here and you heard him talk and you saw him play and you watched how unorganized and how slow and the lack of energy they played with and the lack of energy he coached with. Well, they believe this guy is building it the way Saban and Kirby built it, by recruiting, by getting everybody excited when they get on campus and creating the party that everybody wants to go to. That's what Alabama did under Saban. They created the party that everybody wanted to go to. That's what Georgia did under Kirby. They created the party that everybody wanted to go to. Urban kind of did that, but Urban inherited a party that everybody wanted. Because of Ron Zook, Urban inherited a party that everybody wanted to go to. Kirby,
yeah, because you weren't that far away from the Spurrier era.
That's correct. And he recruited really well.
Yeah.
I think John Sumrall has created a party that is wowing the recruiting analysts, that is wowing high school coaches, that has wowed people on his campus, and that is wowing recruits. And you're going to see an enormously successful recruiting year with one gigantic caveat. You better win. Because I promise you, these guys that are committing, they can't sign until December. They can't. Even if they want to sign, they can't sign until December. And you throw up another 4-8 or a 5-7, and you're going to lose a lot of this class. I don't know how he'll coach. I don't know what kind of a coach he'll be. I don't know if he'll be more efficient than Billy Napier was at getting his special teams on or off the field. I don't know how fast they'll play on offense. You can say, well, you think this because of Buster Faulkner or Brad White. We don't know. I'm being honest. I really don't know. What I do know, though, is he's created a hysteria in the fan base that I never dreamed they would have without a big-name coach. I thought Lane Kiffin would create that. I think if Lane Kiffin had gone there, I would have expected this. I would have expected, oh, my God. I did not. When Urban Meyer got there, I expected it because everybody wanted Urban. Everybody. Notre Dame wanted him, Florida. So I expected the hysteria. I knew there wouldn't be a great hysteria with Muschamp. I liked Will, with Mullen, with McElwain, because they weren't hysteria guys, right? I never saw this hysteria coming that the recruits are feeling and the people are feeling. Again, it doesn't mean anything till you play, and I know that. I keep saying I keep throwing that disclaimer out there because I don't want it to sound like that Frangie's going there saying Florida's going to be great. I have no idea, but the buzz in the recruiting base, in the fan base, I am shocked it is that popular, and that's the 10-10 take.
Yeah, it's well said. I think there's a lot of parallels so far with Sumrall and Kirby Smart's first year. Saban, I don't really count going to Alabama because he was a megastar. He'd won a title at LSU.
Right.
He was coaching the Dolphins. Everyone, every recruit knew what Nick Saban was. So when he got to Alabama, you knew he was going to build unbelievable rosters, and he did just that. With Kirby, it was different. Kirby was a Saban assistant. He was his coordinator at Alabama. Georgia hires him. He's returned to his alma mater. But you just didn't know. I mean, as a Gators fan, it was like, okay, well, they hired Kirby Smart. Yeah, we'll see. But there was no sense of fear until he got Jacob Eason to commit to him, a 5-star quarterback from the Pacific Northwest. And it was like, well, that's interesting. And Georgia had recruited well under Mark Richt, but this was different. And then you looked up, and he'd gotten a 5-star offensive tackle and a 5-star defensive end and a 5-star defensive tackle and a 5-star guard. I mean, it was just like, uh-oh. Like, and almost to the point where as a Florida fan, you were like, well, hopefully he can't coach.
Right.
And his first year wasn't the greatest.
Right.
Because he had to get it going. But
unfortunately, he figured that out too.
Absolutely.
Right.
And has continued to evolve. I mean, but that's sort of what this feels like from a 180 standpoint. Because, again, when they hired John Sumrall, I was despondent. Could not believe that was the hire. But we've reiterated this throughout the offseason. Every bit of data that has come in on John Sumrall has been exemplary. I mean, where you couldn't punch a hole in it at all in terms of how he's hit. The staff was brilliant that he's constructed. A tremendous upgrade over anything they've had there since Meyer was on campus. And certainly drastically improved from the staff of yes men that Napier surrounded himself by. Now you get to the recruiting, and yeah, if he is able to keep this class together, if Florida ends up third in recruiting, I don't know that that's fair to expect, but that's where they are today. If Florida stays in the top 5, it'll be remarkable that this guy showed up from Tulane. No one knew who he was. He wasn't recruiting these blue chip guys at Tulane. He knew he had no chance. So, I mean, he's hired the right guys. Troutwine has a relationship with a lot of these blue chip offensive line prospects because he was at Penn State, but a lot of these guys really don't. But it's a balanced class. I mean, you look at the 19 commitments, they've got a star at pretty much every position, and obviously you got to figure they have another half a dozen or so guys that they'll sign. I'm with you. I mean, I again, until he starts beating ranked teams, he starts winning games where he's the underdog, you don't know. But this has been as A+ as it could have possibly been, and it does feel like the 180 of what it felt like when Kirby got to Georgia and started building the right staff, saying the right things, getting those 5 stars across the board to commit, particularly in the trenches, and you were like, this has got the potential to be a massive problem, and that's what it's turned out to be.
One other addendum to that, to the Kirby Smart comparison. When Urban got the job, he was slick. He was articulate and sounded kind of Midwestern, but didn't really have a regionality to him. He was just smooth, man. He looked smooth, talked smooth, always said the right things, never had a goofy moment. Kirby Smart is a Southern guy. He's from Georgia. He's bright as heck. He's a wonderful coach, but you connect with him because at no point that I ever see Urban Meyer and think, God, I'd like to drink a beer with that guy. I admired what a good coach he was, but he was never that guy. Kirby Smart, I want to drink a beer with. I've got to know. I mean, Kirby Smart's a guy you want to go drink a beer with, okay? When they hired Napier, I thought he was going to be that, but there was no energy. There's no charisma because there was no energy. So
no edge at all.
And no edge. So even though you're a Southern guy and a nice guy, there was no. Sumrall is very much like Kirby in that regard. Kirby Smart is a Southern guy, smart, a lot of edge, toughness, but kind of funny. Doesn't take himself too seriously. He was really funny at that thing at Spurrier's. Mm-hmm. And I think Sumrall's like that. The same edge, still Southern. You'd want to drink a beer with the guy. And I think that is what has led to it. Well, again, last thing I'll say about the Pell thing, because you got to be able to coach too. Kirby very early on made some choices of special teams that were bad ideas, fixed it immediately. We learned to hire the right coaches. JJ, I've told this story many times on the air. I don't know if I've told it with you producing the show. But Pell got the job, and they were terrible. But you could tell he was getting players. Despite being terrible, they kept getting players. And he was a good defensive mind. He'd been a defensive coordinator at Clemson or Alabama before he was the head coach at Clemson. So I had to go find an offensive coach. You know this story. I know you know it. But so no established offensive coach was coming there. They just wrote 10-1. So even though he was getting players, nobody knew that. But he went and hired a 28-year-old no-name offensive guru named Mike Shanahan. And I can still remember that. I met with him because I was writing for Gator Bait, and I'd meet with him every week. And and people don't realize, because Pell turned the table at Florida. Florida was a sinking ship. Pell showed Florida what they could do, and then Spurrier came and did it without the hire of Mike Shanahan. So point being, I think John Sumrall already understands you better get the right coaches with you, because you sort of get the sense that Brad White, the defensive coordinator, and that Buster Faulkner, the offensive coordinator, that guy. So it's gonna be fun. Again, we'll see. We'll see how they do when they have to coach football.
They may go to Auburn in week 3 and lose 31-10,
and then all this is for naught.
And then all this means nothing.
That's exactly right.
But so far,
but for now,
looks good.
We'll take a break. 1 week. Are you ready?
Sure. I'm ready. Yeah, I think I'm ready. I'm ready.
JJ, you ready?
I was going to ask, are you ready?
I'm not ready.
Have
Okay.
the most important pick.
I'm not ready. Okay. I'm telling you right now. Here's what I might do.
Just take Champagne, number 1.
Well,
he's a good 3-point shooter.
This might hurt me because he might not play well in the finals. And it might, listen, it's risky, it's bold. I may take SGA anyway.
Yeah.
Because I was so confident.
He'll probably still get to the free throw line every 8 seconds.
He's still going to be diving all over the place tonight.
We have our Loser Monday picks for the finals, which start tonight. That's next. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
From the Senior Bowl to the Combine, Draft, Minicamp, Training Camp, Preseason, Regular Season, where they go, we go. 1010XL.
For lost or broken keys or nearly any make and model of vehicle, call 722-1111 for
Instant Keys. Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
If you own or manage a commercial property or HOA, one backup can quickly turn into a flooded parking lot and costly damage. Duck Rooter's VATCon team brings the equipment and experience to get the job done right. Right now, get $250 off VATCon service and make sure your storm drains are ready for heavy rain. Keep water moving where it should, away from your property.
When you're stuck, call the Duck. 904-862-6769.
Put a little hot sauce on your lunchtime listening. Spicy. Joe Coward, Matt Hayden, and Leon Searcy. They are XL Prime Time.
4-alarm fire.
From the big #1 Duval Ford Studios. Noon to 2 weekdays on 1010XL.
I'm Holt Harrell with Harrell & Harrell. Choosing a law firm after an accident is an important decision. With so many messages, we know it can all sound the same. At Harrell & Harrell, we believe what sets us apart is our commitment to you. We'll help you find doctors to get you better, and we'll work hard to maximize any recovery. Visit our website and look at our reviews to see how we've helped people just like you make this important decision. Harrell & Harrell. Offices, Jacksonville.
Summer is finally here, and it's time to take advantage of Zero Res's best deal of the summer. Hicken here. Don't let rising gas prices stop you from having a clean and healthy home. Zero Res is keeping comfortable affordable with a powerful cleaning at a price families can feel good about. Zero Res can handle every surface in your home. Carpets, tile, grout, hardwood, laminate, upholstery, rugs, air ducts, and more. Take 25% off all services except air duct cleaning. That's $5.99 per system for air duct cleaning. Visit ZeroResJacksonville.com. Ask for the 1010XL special.
Next time you head into a Gate convenience store, look for Form Energy Drink, designed to provide energy, hydration, and focus, straight from Dana White and AB, celebrating those who embrace grit, discipline, and resilience in their everyday lives. Check out Form Energy at a Gate convenience store.
What team is the biggest underdog to win the World Cup? The answer next.
When your homeowner's insurance policy is up for renewal, it's a good idea to shop around to find a better plan. Southern Oak Insurance for over 20 years provides Floridians a clear option. SouthernOak.com.
Our family protecting yours.
Southern Oak Insurance.
Of the 48 teams competing, Haiti, Jordan, Uzbekistan, and Curacao are the biggest underdogs in the World Cup.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
Ah, this feeling is brought to you by Aleve for back pain relief. What feeling is that, you ask? Well, it's the feeling you feel when you have relief from back pain. That move how you want to, not how you have to feeling. That keep going through your day without slowing you down feeling. The kind that brings you back to yourself all day long without interruption. Oh, yeah. Because Aleve offers long-lasting pain relief. Feel up to 12 hours of back pain relief with one dose. Feel Aleve. Use as directed for minor aches and pains.
Hey, it's Greg, and I'm now 4 weeks into my Awaken 180 journey to lose 40 pounds in 10 weeks, and I'm already down over 20 pounds. That's average 5 pounds a week. I'm eating real food, good food, and feeling satisfied. And yeah, people are noticing. I'm getting comments like, you're looking slimmer, or when's the last time you wore that shirt? That feels pretty good. You know, some people ask, hey, are you taking the shots or pills or whatever? But my doctor advised me about the potential long-term side effects and the commitment. You know, shortcut was not the answer. I wanted a realistic solution that definitely works. A clear plan with an actual human coach so I'd learn the right way to lose weight quickly and safely and keep it off. And that's exactly what Awaken 180 has given me. A clear, easy plan to lose 40 pounds in 10 weeks. And I'm already halfway there. So look, if you're unsure or been putting it off or like me, just finding excuses, I'm proof that Awaken 180 works. How would you feel being down 20, 40, even 100 pounds? Make the choice. Go to awaken180weightloss.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
It's Loser Monday, brought to you by Bono's on Bowden Road. Who's the big loser today?
All right, we thank our friends Ray and all the folks at Bowden Road Bonos. Gosh, they do a great job. Thank you, Ray. Thank you all your wonderful people at Bowden Road Bonos for being the sponsor of this. We're right down the street. We love you. It's the best place around. You want some great barbecue, go see Ray and his company, his friends at Bonos. Go to all the Bonos, but the Bowden Road Bonos right down the road. The standings look like this. Hayes Carline, he hails from the Bowl School. He has one loss in the last 12 years, but it happened to be this year. That was the Masters. I've lost twice. The Players Championship, still controversial, and the PGA Tour, the PGA Championship. JJ LaSelva, he's from South Ocala. He's lost twice, both college basketball. The good thing for you is no more college basketball for a while.
Yes.
He's lost the NCAA tournament in the Final Four. So one loss for Hayes, 2 losses for me, 2 losses for JJ. That is where we stand now. The way we do this is we all get 3 players, and they're playing in the finals. It's just total points. That's all we count is how many points you score. We do, what do you call it? A repeat draft?
A snake, yeah.
A snake draft.
Nothing worse than when your guy gets an assist in this bet.
Yeah,
Nothing worse. When they pass up a shot.
Shoot it!
Yeah.
We
And then the guy passes for a beautiful
Or
alley-oop
he
and
passes
you're
to
just-
your guy,
Yeah.
the other
then
guy.
It's fantastic.
So that's even worse. So the way we do it, I will pick first because I lost most recently, then JJ, then Hayes goes 3rd and 4th, then back to JJ, then back to me. I go 6th and 7th, then back to JJ and back to Hayes. Are you ready?
Let's go. You're on the clock.
I am on the clock, but I've known all week who I was taking. As much as I love Wemby as a player, I think Jalen Brunson is going to score more points in the series than Victor Wembanyama is.
As simple as that.
I just think he's going to score more points in that. I could be wrong, but I think he's going to score more points in this series than Wemby. I'm going to take Brunson. We are off and running. JJ LaSelva from Ocala Forest High School, you are on the clock.
I'm glad you did that because I think you're right. Brunson probably will score more points, but I'd want to cheer for Wemby more than Brunson in this series, so I'm taking Victor Wembanyama.
All right, now
it starts.
Well, it's kind of. I think I know who he's taking, but Hayes Carline once at the Moss Point Grill, the old maitre d' there.
Oh, yeah. The house wine tonight is delightfully articulate Chablis.
He drove that Buick up there. He parked it right there in the back near the garbage cans and came in through the back. He had a little food on the apron. They didn't care. Here we go.
Smoking cigarettes.
He had those cigarettes. Put it out right before he went to work. You got 2 picks.
I'll take Carl Anthony Towns, please, and Stefan Castle, please.
All right. I'm up next.
Hang on. Let me just slow down. I'm talking right here, okay? Thank you very much. JJ LaSelva, you're next. Now go.
All right, so it's really between the Aaron Fox, who sort of was hurt most of last series, but he looked good in Game 7.
Okay.
Or OG Anunoby.
Okay.
For the Knicks,
Okay.
I'm going to take the guy who's going to have the ball in his hands more. I'm going with De'Aaron Fox.
All right. Well, okay then. Well, then I picked those De'Aaron Fox for you. Obviously, I've got 2 picks. Obviously, I'm going to take Anunoby. I think that was a no-brainer once you took Fox. So I'm going to take Anunoby right here. Let me write that down. That's pick 6. Pick 7. I'm torn between Bridges and Harper. But because I've already got 2 Knicks, I'm going to take Dylan Harper will be my guy. So I've got somebody on the other team. So that is my team. JJ LaSelva, right back to you.
You stole my pick, so I'll go with Vassell.
Former Seminole, Devin Vassell, and last and least, my friend Hayes Carline.
I will take Todd Bridges. Mikal Bridges, who I would not know if he walked into this studio, but he has an opportunity now to be like a son to me.
Yes,
you're a pretty tall fella.
There you. So here we go. Our picks for Loser Monday: Jalen Brunson, OJ Anunoby, and Dylan Harper for me. Wemby, De'Aaron Fox, Devin Vassell for JJ. Karl Anthony Towns, Stephon Castle, and Mikal Bridges for Hayes Carline. Total points in the series. Whoever gets the fewest goes to Bono's and picks up lunch. Here we go. How do you feel about your team, JJ? How do you
I
feel?
love my team.
Okay.
Honestly, I think I have the best team.
Okay, you may. I'm okay on my team. I need Brunson to go. I need Brunson to really light it up. How about your team?
I hate my team.
which means he'll be in no danger. Because
Karl Anthony Towns a 45 spots.
Towns will go for 40. That's just the way it works.
Now, Towns usually is a volume scorer, but the last couple rounds, he's been more of a team player. Exactly. Yeah. He's been sharing the rock. He hasn't taken I want you to jack up as many shots as possible.
The guy that worries me for your team that I thought long and hard about Devin Vassell because I know we watch him a little bit. He was at FSU. I think he's a
great shooter.
Great shooter.
Champagne, I even thought about too because he has that potential being a great shooter to give you like 20, but also he could give you 5. So I think Vassell's been averaging around 12 this year.
I will tell you, I am glad you gave me Anunoby and took Fox. Fox is a veteran.
I was risking it.
Yeah, I am. I
was surprised.
I just think that with Wemby on defense, OG's not going to be able to score nearly as much as he has been the last couple of series.
Yeah, I thought, and I told you this yesterday, I thought Brunson, Wemby, Castle, Towns, and Anunoby would definitely be the first 5 to go. And then I was going to have to decide between Fox, Harper, Vassell, Bridges. Right. I thought so. That was, to me, that was the only surprise.
I would agree. I was surprised by that as well. I mean, I understand it, and it doesn't mean it isn't going to work out beautifully for JJ. But yeah, I had the same 5 as you. Yeah. And so JJ, you've got 3 Spurs, correct?
I do.
Okay. Does that?
I was like, I don't want to go against Wemby if I don't have to.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
you've got 3 Spurs. Normally, we haven't done that.
Yeah,
I made a point. I made a point not to do that. So
I've got 2 Knicks and 1 Spurs.
Like in the Final Four, when you have to do that because you don't know who will win.
Yeah.
You can't just take guys on all one team. You might get screwed. But here, I guess, doesn't matter.
Well, particularly if like San Antonio does end up just crushing them.
Then
you'll be in excellent shape.
That's exactly right. I'll tell you what. Apart from Loser Monday, I'm like you guys. My problem is I got Paul Skeens tonight at 10 minutes after 8. Against some guy named Arrighetti.
And he needs a bounce back start.
Where'd the Arrighetti come from?
I don't know, but he's good. He's been around for a couple seasons.
He's really good.
Yeah.
I mean, we've won 4 in a row, 7 out of 9, trying to get to 5 games. No, trying to get to 6 games. Or fifth in baseball in scoring.
Oh wow!
I mean, this is a team that perennially is 28th to 30th in baseball in scoring.
I was surprised. I saw recent NL Cy Young odds, and Skeens was like 4th.
Yeah, he's not.
Dude, the NL is stacked with guys.
Yeah, and I'll say this too about my beloved Pittsburgh Pirates. There are probably 6 or 7 legitimate all-star candidates. I can't tell you the last time I've gotten to June and felt. Now they're not all making it, but I think
at least Skeens, probably Cruz,
Ashcraft.
Yep, Brian. What's his name?
And Brandon Lau.
Lau is like
those 4 should make
12 homers.
Yeah, 15 homers.
15
homers, 40 ribs. He's more homers than anybody, more than any second baseman in baseball. So he should start at second. Skeens and Ashcraft will both be on the team, And I think Cruz, because of all the home runs.
Huge homer last night.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. We'll take a break. More in a moment. Stay with us.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Wide open and pedals sticking to the metal.
The fans have risen to their feet.
This Sunday at Michigan International Speedway.
Holy cow, baby!
NASCAR is revved up by the Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Local Union 234 on 1010XL.
This is Richard Miller with your Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles Update. Is your office or study needing some wall space covered? At Showtime, we have framed pieces of autographed jerseys and 16 by 20 photos. A variety of sports and sizes to make your office feel like yours. It's Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles. Update your collection.
Frank Frangie here. These days, it's hard to know which companies to trust. When it comes to banking, I trust South State Bank. South State truly values its customers, and they work hard to create meaningful, lasting relationships. I love going into my local branch. I see the same smiling faces I've seen for years. South State is the largest bank headquartered in Florida, so they're able to offer all the banking services you need. You can trust South State Bank. Banking forward. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
This is Victor Patel, CEO of North Florida Medical Center. Have you been in an auto accident? Are you feeling pain or stiffness? Our board-certified team has over 15 years' experience helping patients recover through chiropractic care, physical therapy, pain management, primary care, and neurology. Even minor injuries can cause long-term problems if left untreated. Schedule your free consultation today at nfmcjax.com. North Florida Medical Center, bringing the care back to healthcare.
Hey, Googans, Hicken here, and I just want to once again give you this very simple reminder. Wear sunscreen. If you're outside a lot, bring the screen. Put some in your truck, on your boat, in your golf bag, whatever, wherever, just use it. Please. It's hot out there, and I just want you to protect yourself. I use it like it's cool because I think it is, but what's not cool, that's skin cancer. You don't want to deal with that. Go get yourself checked out. It could save your life. Go to beachesdermatology.com and schedule your appointment today. That's beachesdermatology.com.
Swing your putt with pitch-perfect pointers from the pros and Dan Hicken and Jeff Prosser on Brunch with the Tour. Tuesday morning at 8:30. Teed up by Clearwater Irrigation and North Florida Medical Centers.
Hicken here for Oceanside Cleaners, the very best in dry cleaning service. Free pickup and delivery, or use their self-service kiosk in Ponte Vedra and Southside for drop-off and pickup. Dry cleaning, laundry, bedding, and bridal gown preservation. If it's got fabric, they can clean it. Oceanside Cleaners.
Want your son or daughter to enjoy sports year-round? Then log on to i9sports.com with summer and fall registration open right now, including girls volleyball at UNF and Bishop Snyder this summer, plus plenty of other sports on the First Coast. i9sports.com, enter 1010 in the promo code for a discount. Whether you're undertaking a major home renovation or just a simple repair request, American Electrical is your 5-star Jacksonville-based electrician to get the work done right. Experienced design building department working seamlessly with their electrical contracting department to help you create beautiful lighting spaces and electrical plans that make your house flow. And remember, with American Electrical, it's wired right at a fair price. Call American Electric at 737-7770. Look for that red, white, and blue eagle on the side of their truck, and you'll know it's American Electrical.
When you're hungry, go big, and more importantly, go to Dailies, where they got anything and everything to tantalize your taste buds and fill you up. At Dailies, our barbecue beef brisket sandwich is slow smoked to perfection, tender, juicy, and full of bold flavor. It's the kind of sandwich that truly satisfies. Try the barbecue brisket sandwich at Dailies. Meanwhile, some favorites never go out of style. The Duval sub at Dailies is stacked, loaded, and made with the bold flavor you want in every bite. Fresh ingredients, big taste. It's a local favorite. Grab the Duval sub today at Dailies. Or maybe you just want a delicious chicken sandwich. Some choices just work. The chicken sandwich at Dailies is crispy on the outside, it's juicy on the inside, and it is full of flavor. Perfect for lunch, perfect for dinner, perfect anytime hunger hits. So grab the chicken sandwich today at Dailies. Dailies is made fresh, it's made local, and Dailies is built for big appetites. I'll see you there today.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the Monaghan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
We just had it. The golden moment was Loser Monday picks. Kidding me? That's the golden moment. We all picked our teams, and we're excited about it, and can't wait to see how the whole thing plays out. One of the fun things we do on the show. So we've all picked 3 scorers, and we'll see how they wind up. By the way, we also have this will still be going on when we pick the Open.
That's right.
I hate to have got to pick first again.
It might not be.
Oh,
well,
it
could be.
Well, aren't we picking
Next
U.S.
week?
Open early?
Yeah,
because you're on
I'll be
vacation.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So we'll pick for U.S. Open. We'll pick next Thursday.
Next Thursday, yeah. Next Thursday.
So there'll be like 3 or 4 games in.
Yeah.
It'd
I
probably
was
be
thinking
tough
that
to-
you. I didn't realize you were going on.
Yeah. So we'll have to pick it next week. So I hate that I got to pick first again. It's the rules of the game.
Yeah.
You got to follow the rules.
I mean, although if my team's down 50 at that point, I might just concede.
That's right. Then you get to pick first. It's gonna be a fun series, though. I really do think it. JJ,
I hope
2 or 3 keys. Obviously, the 2 great players, right? I mean, and I think the storyline. I think Hayes, you hit it. One of you guys hit it earlier. I mean, are the Knicks? Maybe you said it. Are the Knicks legit?
Yeah. Did what we saw in the East really count for anything? You know, like compared to who was in the West, I would say maybe the top 4 or even 5 teams in the West could have won the East, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm really not trying to hate on the Knicks right before the NBA Finals, but they had a very, very easy route. They didn't even have to play Boston.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they wouldn't have. I'm not saying that they would have lost to Boston, but to me, it would have been a better matchup than the Sixers, who literally gave it everything they had to beat Boston and then had nothing for the Knicks series.
I got them winning on the road. I got them winning. I think the Knicks are going to win the series.
Who do you ever win the series?
In the Knicks.
Wow.
I think it 6 or 7 games. I think
That would be a huge upset.
I think the Knicks are going to win the series. I'm the only guy that thinks that, but I think the Knicks are going to win the series. I mean, they won 11 games in a row. Now,
Right.
you're right. You're
Yeah.
right. I mean, the East is way down, but at some point,
and they killed everybody.
yeah, I mean, at some point, you win as much as they're winning, the way they're winning. So
You like Knicks in 6?
I'll go 6.
Okay, I'll say Spurs in 7.
Spurs and 6 for me.
Yeah. So and again, I think the conventional thinking is the Spurs, but again, like you guys have both said, and part of it's because of Loser Monday. But I'm looking forward to watching. I'm looking forward to. I mean, again, if I'm being totally honest, I told Hayes this during the break. When Paul Skeens is pitching, am I locking in a tip off? Probably not. Okay, I'd be lying if I said
you need 2 screens, bro.
I'm not a big 2-screen guy.
I can't imagine not having that.
Yeah, I'm not a big 2-screen guy. I want when my team's playing. I like why I used to think put them up there, and now you can do it with YouTube TV. You can block them.
Yeah.
And I may do that some.
Especially with football and baseball, like there's so much downtime, but it is hard to watch 2. It's like I never watched 2 basketball games at one time. But with football and baseball, I could take, there's 30 seconds between plays.
You watch 2 at the same time?
I will occasionally, but it usually is if there's really nothing that I'm overly interested in.
Correct.
Like on a college football, like the noon window sometimes,
Yeah.
where there's like my team isn't playing and neither of the teams that I hate are playing. So like I'll just be like, all right, well, I'll put 4 games on and just bounce to what's interesting. But normally I have something that like I'm ready to, because I don't watch like you guys. I don't watch Major League Baseball and things like that.
That's the thing. Baseball, it's every single day.
Right.
It gets in the way, but I can't not watch the Braves right now. They are so good.
What do you mean it gets in the way? It's fantastic.
It is. It's amazing.
It's fantastic. I mean,
the MLB app is the greatest thing ever created.
Yeah, I mean, someone asked me one time, because the Pirates have been so bad for so long, when do you think you'll stop watching every game? That's an easy answer. When I die, okay, because when I'm dead, it'll be hard to watch. Okay, so I'm like you, but I don't like white. I thought I would like having 2 or 3. Now, if I actually was like in a sports bar where there's where there's a bunch of screens, I don't have that at my house. Where there's actually screens where you can look
Next
away
to
and
each
look back.
other.
I might do that. But as far as putting them, I used to put the iPad on the coffee table,
right,
and have that underneath the big screen, so I could kind of go
Yep.
up and down. But even that kind of messed me up a little bit. So we'll see what one.
Hopefully the Pirates will be up 15-0 after 4 innings.
Yeah. Look, now up 5-1 in the 4th. I may take a peek to make sure my guy OG
With y'all's
Anunoby-
bullpen, I mean,
Yeah,
that's
good point.
nothing.
That's great. Who you telling? Don't I know it? That's exactly right. So anyway, but I'm excited about it. I'm excited about the fact that the NBA is got a little buzz to it. And
I hope the Knicks win like maybe game 2, just so
you think
when
make
it
it
comes
wallop?
back to No, I don't. 6 games to me is a good series.
Yeah, you're right.
But I think that the Knicks to have at least one win going back to the Garden, like that place will be absolutely epic for Game 3.
Oh, yeah.
I almost hope that, or I almost wish that the Knicks would have Game 1 in the Garden and they had the better record, because I couldn't imagine how freaking crazy that place would be tonight.
Yeah. Make no mistake. If the Knicks win one of the first 2 games, they've then seized home court.
Yeah.
Because then you have home court. I mean, that I promise you, that's Mike Brown's plan is to go win one of those games, and then you have home court.
And the Spurs crowd too is crazy loud.
Yeah.
Like, it's not the Garden,
Right.
but it's up there with one of the loudest in the NBA for sure.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's take a break. We've got 1 segment left to go. We'll say hello to Rick Ballou. We're up the program after this.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Streaming live from the XL Digital Studios. Polished by Harbor Dental Care, the locally owned smile restoration experts.
This is Brent Musburger's Visa in Action update on 1010XL. Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
PGA Tour Round 1 of the Memorial Tournament held at Muirfield Village in Dublin, Ohio will begin on Thursday, a tournament hosted by Jack Nicklaus. Scotty Scheffler is the defending champion. He's also the betting favorite to win the Memorial at plus 310. Rory McIlroy plus 1,200. Ludwig Oberg is plus 1,500. Cameron Young plus 1,600. And Xander Schauffele is at plus 1,800. There are 2 more events before the U.S. Open at Shinnecock Hills in New York. Scheffler is the betting favorite to win that championship at plus 490. McIlroy plus 1,000. John Rahm at plus 1,400.
Progressive helping veterans drive their lives forward. More info, keysofprogress.com.
I'm Tony Desiri with your Visa in Action update on 1010 XL.
Summer break means the kids are home and your plumbing is working overtime. If something's acting up and backing up, call Duck Duck Rooter. We've got years of experience and honest pricing that's as straightforward as our fixes. With the Summer Splash Plumbing promotion, receive 1 free drain cleaning with any plumbing repair of $500 or more. Fix what's wrong, clear what's clogged, and get back to enjoying your summer.
When you're stuck, call the Duck. 904-862-6769.
Hey, it's Brent with Arcosa Crushed Concrete. If you've got concrete or asphalt rubble on your site, let me buy it from you, and I will recycle it into construction material for your future projects. Arcosa Crushed Concrete. Get paid for what you don't need.
Hi, I'm Blake Bortles. People know I've always said if I wasn't playing football, I'd probably be on a construction site. So Next Gen Roofing finally let me live the dream.
Blake, why are you wearing a red practice jersey?
Always worn it for safety.
Right. Well, around here, the red jersey means you're the new guy, so you're in charge of garbage cleanup.
Perfect. I love garbage time. Always excelled in it.
It's not exactly what I meant.
Good thing Next Gen Roofing has real pros handling everything from family homes to large commercial buildings. Next Gen, teamed up with you.
Teamed up with you. Weight loss gets a lot easier when you stop guessing. Reclaim by Awaken 180. 10 weeks, a real target, finish line, and most importantly, results. Medication-free and free support for life at awaken180weightloss.com.
Credit card interest rates are now over 29%. Most people are only making the minimum payments, so they're getting nowhere. Hey, Prosser here, but here's what many homeowners don't realize. Using the equity in your home, you can easily access hundreds of thousands in cash. With Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan, you can pay off your credit card, your existing HELOC, your car loans, or get money for that home improvement project. One client just got $100,000 approved and saved over $1,500 a month. Here's the best part. With Loan Pronto, you can do it all from your phone. With zero out-of-pocket, no hard credit pull up front, no appraisal, no long drawn-out bank process, and no touching your first mortgage. Rates are at a near 3-year low. Act now. Go to loanpronto.com. See how much you can get in about 60 seconds. Loan Pronto, 2,800 5-star Google reviews. Call 904-999-1508 or go to loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
At the Y, there's no place like this place. More than just a gym, the YMCA is a community where support, connection, and your well-being come first. And now, getting started is easier than ever with Your Rate, an income-based, affordable membership designed to fit your lifestyle and your budget so you can focus on what really matters, feeling better, moving more, and connecting with others. Join today and discover a place where you truly belong. Learn more about Your Rate at fcymca.org.
Let's go! Looking for an exciting, fun-filled evening the whole group can enjoy? Discover the thrill of Sharks football. It's fast-paced, action-packed, and full of family fun. This week, it's Christmas in June. Be one of the first 2,000 fans and receive a free hat, courtesy of Fat Cat Tattoo. Get out of the heat and into the arena. This Saturday, June 6th, kickoff, 7 o'clock, and tickets start at just $15. Wear your favorite ugly sweater, Santa hat, or any holiday gear you can find. Let's sing some carols, have some fun, and watch some exciting Sharks football. Bring the whole crew and try our family pack. Get 4 tickets and $50 in food or merchandise vouchers for only $100. Join us on the field after the game for our free autograph session, sponsored by Flight Adventure Park. Tickets start at just $15. To get yours, call 904-621-0700. That's 621-0700. Sharks football, where memories are made.
Go Sharks! 1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Back to Acoyle & Sons Wednesday. Since 1927, they've been around the block and probably fenced it, too.
We appreciate our friends from Coyle & Sons, best fence company in all of town. By the way, I do want to remind you, I want to thank our friends from Dailies. You hear Jeff talking about Prosper talking about their great food all the time, and it's so good. But if you go in and get one of those fried chicken sandwiches, I've been telling you this for a while now, go in there, have a fried chicken sandwich, and they will make a donation to walk-off charities for everyone sold right up until June 8th, which is our golf tournament next Monday. That is the Dailies Walk-Off Charities Golf Classic at Deer Creek. It's sold out, so we don't have room for foursomes, but thank you for selling it out. I sure appreciate people doing that, and we sure appreciate so many of our sponsors. That includes the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Players Championship, Baker Sports, Southern Rec, so many others, JU, our friends from Nimnik, so many people kind to that. So we're certainly excited about that. That comes up next week. Good to do. I tell you one thing about a game. We had our 3 college games again going. The CCBL does such a fantastic job out there. If you want to see college baseball, and today was a gorgeous day. It was breezy and cool and wonderful, and I mean cool by June 3rd standards. And we had a kid, Kyrie Phillips, one of our players, former First Coast player at a first-year college. There's a wood bat league now. There's not the metal bats. It is wood bats because they're trying to get ready to one day use wood bats. He hit a ball over our batter's eye at center field.
Wow.
It's 350 to center. It's a high school field. And then the batter's eye is probably 10 feet behind it, and it's 40 feet high. So it's 10 feet behind it and 40 feet in the air. He hit it over it. So it was 400 feet. With a wood bat, it was the most majestic home run I've seen since we opened that park.
That's awesome.
I mean, he's a great kid too, by the way, Kyrie. So, tip of the cap to Kyrie. I mean, it was a monster bomb, dude. We all, and a wood bat, JJ, you know, this wood bat just has a certain sound to it.
You hear that? Yeah. When they get it right on the barrel.
And you heard it, man. You heard that thing. I mean, again, over the batter's eye. Had to be 400 feet. And who knows where it landed. We have a lake behind. I don't think it reached the lake, but it was a bomb. So tip of the cap to Kyrie. Let's say hello to Rick Ballou.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnik. Nimnik Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnik Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
So tell me about the golf battle between your team and Prosper's team. I need details of that, please.
Well, it's a grudge match.
Yeah.
It's at Back 9 Ponte Vedra.
Yeah.
And
I love grudge matches.
Prosper's been, like, half his show's been on it.
Yeah.
Okay. And first off, the best part of it is, can you imagine the 9 guys who signed up for Prosper?
Yeah.
Can you imagine them checking out of work right now? Honey, what are we having tonight? What type of souffle is for dinner? And, a glass of wine. I want meat-eating, potato-eating, blue-collar guys.
Yours are more beer
on
drinkers?
my team.
Yeah.
You can bring your own beer to Back 9.
Oh, okay.
You know that? It's open 24 hours a day.
Okay. All right.
You can bring your own beer. You can bring your own cocktail. So I still have 2 spots open.
Okay.
So, you can register. Just go to Ponte Vedra, theback9golf.com. Look for the tournament. Scroll down, sign up. But we don't know what the grand prize is yet. We got to figure all that out. That's still under construction at this particular point. But it's going to be a whole heck of a lot of fun.
When is the event?
It's going to be anytime beginning, the end of this week through the end of the month.
Okay. It's not set up yet.
No, it's not set up. We're all 9 going to be there. You can sign up and go in anytime you want.
I got it. Beautiful.
See?
Okay.
See, the good, like for my team, going to go in there probably, or guys who want to play with me, probably 9:30 at night.
Yeah.
By the time I get out of here, I want to stretch a little bit.
Yeah, you do. You need to stretch.
Okay.
You've always been a good stretcher.
Yeah, I'm
yes.
like, what's his name? Who was not Rocco Mediate, but Miguel Angel Jimenez.
Yeah.
That's my stretching routine.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have a really good time. And it's an indoor simulator, which is just perfect. And we're gonna play Sawgrass here in town.
That'll be a blast. No question about it.
And this place is just sensational.
Awesome.
And it's starting to get hot, and it rains, and you can't get a tea time in, whatever. Just
be a lot of fun.
Sign up. So it's going to be a good time.
What's coming up tonight?
We got a lot of good stuff coming up tonight. I got a couple of things on the Jags. I do want to throw out a little bit concerned, as I think most of us are, about the world of college football and where it's headed. It's also kind of crazy that they're meeting in front of the Senate with all the problems that are going on in our country. I mean, and I say this respectfully, where does college football and the NIL and the transfer portal fit into the other problems that we have in our country? So that's pretty interesting as well. We're going to dive into all that today.
All right, all coming up. Rick Ballou, he goes into the night, and that is right now. That'll do it for our program. Folks, enjoy the hoops tonight. I hope all my guys score a bunch, and their guys don't score. I wouldn't mind a twisted ankle. I don't want anybody hurt badly. I mean, just a little. I mean, I want them back in 2-3 weeks. I don't want to mess up anybody's summer vacation. Enjoy it, boys. We'll see you tomorrow. This is 1010XL and 92.5 FM.